Look, you already know the immense benefits of meditation, but do you still struggle to just, quiet your mind long enough to actually get those benefits? If so, you are definitely not alone. I mean, modern life literally rewards constant input, rapid context switching, and just chronic stress. We all know we need a mental break to recover our cognitive bandwidth, but in a world of constant hypervigilance, sitting still and trying to force your brain to shut down, it can feel incredibly frustrating. But what if there was a way to just bypass that struggle entirely?
Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're exploring a highly practical, historically rich, and clinically utilized tool for daily mental recovery, and that is Usui Shiki Rhoyo Reiki. We're going to look at how this traditional practice acts as an effortless bridge to deep meditation. And we aren't just talking about some passive relaxation technique here. We are unpacking a disciplined daily practice that's actively used in modern healthcare and can totally become a cornerstone of your own self-care toolkit. So, here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the effortless theta state, the origins of the Usui lineage, Reiki and modern hospitals, a core daily self-practice guide, and finally, how to use this as a tool for mental recovery. All right, let's jump in. Section 1, the effortless theta state, or bypassing the meditation struggle. Okay, let's break this down. What exactly is Usui Shiki Rhoyo? Well, it's a traditional Japanese healing art built around daily self-practice, the Reiki principles, and practical hands-on treatment. But it is absolutely vital to understand that it's often described not just as a technique, but as a whole way of living. It heavily emphasizes personal balance and spiritual development. So it's a disciplined daily practice, not just a passive spa treatment you get once a year. It's a mechanism meant to support self-healing first, which then naturally expands to helping others.
Now, what's really fascinating here is this specific quote, because it represents a massive paradigm shift. Actually, scratch that. It's a total game changer for anyone who has ever struggled with meditation. Under the Usui Shiki Rhoyo lineage, most master practitioners report that students effortlessly achieve this incredibly deep, restorative theta meditation state from their very first class. No way, right? But it's true. It means that as a Shodan or first-degree student, you get access to all the known benefits of meditation without needing months or years of frustrating, disciplined application just to get your mind to quiet down. So why does this theta state matter so much for us in the real world? Well, consider these benefits. We're talking about profound stress reduction, way better focus and working memory, and vastly improved sleep quality. But honestly, perhaps the most absolutely crucial point here is that last bullet. It creates space between stimulus and reaction. In our daily grinds, productivity is so often bottlenecked by scattered attention and emotional overload. This theta state repeatedly teaches your nervous system to just settle. It's essentially a low-cost, portable emotional reset that lets you maintain steady performance under pressure instead of just being dragged around by your racing thoughts. Moving right along to Section 2, Origins of the Usui Lineage, moving from east to west. This historical journey maps out beautifully. Back in the early 20th century, Mikao Usui originated the practice over in Japan. It was then further developed in the mid-20th century by Chujiro Hayashi. And finally, Hawayo Takata is widely credited with introducing it to Hawaii and the U.S. mainland in the late 20th century. Now, you might be wondering, why does sticking to this specific traditional lineage even matter? Well, traditionalists note that the further you get from these roots, the more diluted the practice becomes. It's kind of like a giant game of broken telephone. Beginning your journey in this traditional lineage just ensures you have a really rock-solid foundation before you go off exploring other forms. All right, Section 3, Reiki and modern hospitals. We're talking clinical validation and integrative care. This brilliantly illustrates how traditional practices and modern medicine actually interact today. Conventional care is phenomenal. Truly phenomenal at acute medical interventions, surgical recovery, and pharmacological treatments. Reiki isn't trying to replace any of that. Instead, Reiki support provides a non-invasive, gentle mechanism to calm the nervous system. It creates the literal physical space for rest alongside those medical treatments. So they aren't competing at all. They're perfectly complementary. Okay, if you are a data nerd like me, you are going to absolutely love this trial. This is drawn from a large U.S. multi-site effectiveness study. Just look at the post-Reiki session impacts here. We aren't just talking about people feeling a tiny bit more relaxed. We are seeing statistically significant reductions in anxiety, depression, pain, nausea, and tiredness, right alongside a noticeable increase in positive affect. It literally proves that Reiki is a clinically validated adjunct treatment yielding real, measurable results for patients recovering from serious ailments. And because of that hard data, mainstream medical integration has absolutely exploded.
It's incorporated into integrative medicine at major institutions like Albert Einstein and Montefiore-style nursing programs. There are specialized traumatic brain injury, or TBI, clinics across the USA that strongly advocate its use. It's widely utilized in hospices and for bedside patient care, and it's even been endorsed as part of a complementary toolkit by visible media figures like Dr. Mehmet Oz. Because it's so non-invasive and low risk, it has this incredibly broad cross-cultural appeal, completely regardless of a patient's personal spiritual worldview.
Section 4, Core Daily Self-Practice Guide. This is where you actually start your journey. So the crucial takeaway here is how you actually structure the practice. Step 1 is daily self-practice. You have to commit to regular, dedicated time for self-care first. This is exactly what induces that powerful theta meditation state we've been talking about. Step 2 is integrating the 5 precepts. These are the Reiki principles that provide your ongoing reflection and spiritual discipline. And then step 3 is the hands-on sessions. You progress from treating yourself to eventually supporting others in a dedicated space. The main emphasis here is way less on seeking some quick fix and much more on repeated, consistent practice over time. Consistency is literally your best friend here. And finally, Section 5, a tool for mental recovery, finding calm in the chaos. Look, we live in a world filled with fear porn, hypervigilance, and just constant mounting pressures. We need all the support we can harness. Meditation, and specifically this effortless theta state accessed through Usui Shiki Rhoyo, is really one of the most defensible, reliable choices you can make. It improves both how you feel and how you function. It's a highly adaptable, low-cost habit that trains your attention and builds up your resilience in the face of constant change. So I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. If an effortless daily grounding habit guaranteed you access to that restorative theta state without months of struggling to clear your mind, how would it change your reaction to tomorrow's stressors? Just imagine navigating your day with that built-in buffer between stimulus and reaction. Usui Shiki Rhoyo Reiki offers you that exact bridge. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this inspires you to explore this incredible tool for your own self-care toolkit. Catch you next time.